Hello. So, we've been working with this input num function, but we haven't tested out what happens if we don't put any answer in there. So, if I just put no response, right? This is blank values are not allowed. So, let's just put a value in there, get the program to end. And let's say I would want some sort of blank response. Well, let's say I have no problem with that. So, I can say blank equals true. So if I run it now and I enter no response, the program's okay with that. It just prints out an empty response. Um, this is great if there's part of the program that is like optional, that you don't necessarily need the user to enter an input for. And there's other things we can do. There's so much stuff we can do. So one thing we can do is like limit the number of responses. So let's say my limit is at 2. I say to enter a number, I just type some nonsense like blep, that's not a number, and like what, and then it causes great big error, the retry limit exception. So it'll just stop the program because you've reached your limit. There's cleaner ways to sort of deal with this, but it's just a way to. Right now, we're not really going to worry about it. Um, there's also the if we want to like set an amount of time, so we can say timeout is equal to 10, and here's how it works. We're gonna just let it go for 10 seconds. So, I don't know. You gotta wait 10 seconds, blah, blah, blah. Don't really know how to fill up the time. I bet it's been about 10 seconds right now, right? So I'm gonna enter a perfectly valid number. But since it's been after 10 seconds, right, we get an error. But if I enter that number before the 10 seconds, then everything works fine. So now you have a way to sort of like make a program. Like this is probably our first example of a program that has some sort of timer function in it, which is pretty neat. So what else can we do? What else can we do? Uh, d- 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 uh, we're just gonna use the input. Just input. No, we're gonna use input num. Enter a number. Let's say the limit is 2 tries, and this is for if we don't want our program to give us some just weird error, we could say default equals I don't know, something like you got it wrong too many times. Whatever. I don't know, something like that. So let's go. Let's do blep and blah. And then it says we got it wrong too many times, so and we're not allowed to really enter any more inputs after that. So that's the way we can deal with like some of these, if we don't want to look at errors, we set some sort of default response or a default message so that we don't just get this huge error block in the program could potentially run afterwards. Something else might happen if the user keeps getting it wrong. Like on a website where it locks you out for a little bit. It doesn't just spam your internet window with a big error message, typically. So these are just some really cool ways to, again, just working with this InputPlus module.